Good afternoon. Welcome to the committee meetings for April 11th. And our first committee today, we're going to start with Public Works, Public Safety, and Terry Borneman is the chair.
Thank you, Roxanne. We have one item, Roxanne. Oh, I'm out of it.
Don't worry, everybody does it.
Pinky. Yeah. I'm recovering, folks. Give me a break. Yeah. We have one item before the committee today. It's a bid award for water main replacement program. Ted?
Thank you. Good afternoon. Ted Carlson, Public Works Department. Item before you is a bid award for annual water main replacement. A few locations that are identified in your packet. One thing to note on this project is we will be replacing the water main along East Champion downtown, and as part of that, we'll be taking the opportunity to do some non-motorized improvements, adding bike lane, is all consistent with the recently adopted bicycle master plan. And probably another item worth mentioning is this will be our first time replacing some of the brick and bollard design from downtown. And so we've gone through a process to identify new street standards, very similar to the old one, but compliant with all of the latest ADA requirements. So we'll be replacing the brick with very similar brick, still have some contrast for where the pedestrians will be crossing, and it'll be a nice opportunity to get that installed and rework some of the bollards on the intersection there to make it function a little bit better from a pedestrian standpoint. So that will be paid for with Transportation Benefit District money. There'll be an overlay associated with that as well, that section. The rest of the project is fairly straightforward. RAM Construction was the low bidder, came in significantly below the engineer's estimate, which we're happy about. And staff is here to answer any questions. Steve Day is the project engineer. Eric is here as well. But staff recommendation is to award the bid.
Okay. Roxanne?
I was just hoping we could assure the community that we would be doing good outreach about, the construction disruptions and the traffic rerouting.
Yeah, excellent point. There's a couple sections that will be a little bit challenging with traffic, doing some work on Sunset. But one of the advantages of we're allowing taking a little bit of break from some of the parts of downtown, but obviously anytime we work downtown, it's a challenge. So we will certainly reach out to not only the business owners, but the downtown neighborhood, and as well as put out some general messaging to the public. So yeah, thank you. That's a great point.
Gene?
Move approval.
Okay, we have a motion before us. Any other comments? Michael?
Thanks, Jerry. Just a quick question. I'm glad to hear we're doing some of the bike work during the improvement. You said the TBD would be paying for that work, and the TBD is also paying for an overlay component of this?
It's the same portion of the Transportation Benefit District, the overlay component. So one of the things we try to do, as you recall, the Transportation Benefit District is split into the thirds, and one of the thirds is resurfacing. And we typically use that TBD money when we're resurfacing but adding bicycle facilities at the same time. So that's the money that we'll pay for that.
Great.
Okay. Michael?
One more small question. I know that we have targets for water main replacement, and we're not always quite achieving them. With this particular expenditure for the coming year, are we about keeping even, or are we treading water, or are we gaining or losing ground?
And that relates to our performance measurement, which is to try to replace 1% of the total distribution system annually.
Right.
We're still not quite at that number. In fact, one of the things we're looking at as part of the, review of the performance metrics is that the appropriate measurement. That's maybe a little bit oversimplified, and we've talked about are there other ways to look at what our goals should be. That being said, we're not at the 1%. Last year, as you may have noticed, this is the 2014-15 overlay. So we're taking money forward from 14 and 15. There'll be another, water main replacement, 14-15 water main replacement. There'll be another project coming forward, which will be using 2016 water main money. So we are making some progress. One of the things we've done is utilize some of the annual water main replacement on projects like Alabama last year, where we had to do a significant number of water main crossings. And other projects like that we don't necessarily get the ultimate in terms of linear foot replacement, but they're very important projects that need to be done at the same time as other projects. So a long way of saying we're not hitting the 1% yet, but one of the things that we're working on is that the right measurement, and we'll certainly be coming back to council in the future with some ideas on that.
Thanks.
Okay. Anything else from council or committee? Okay, we have a motion before us. All those in favor, answer aye. Aye. Okay, we will recommend approval tonight. And that's